Good morning, my dear morning personal get listeners. How we are doing today? It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm super excited to be here this morning. And for today's episode, um, we'll be talking about rewriting your limiting barriers. And joining me in the studio is an amazing guest. She's a medical doctor, project manager, and a corporate business leader. She is Dr. Inyang. Welcome. So good to have you here today. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And good evening for the listeners.
Alright. So quickly, let's begin. I'll start by asking this question. Can you share a personal moment when you realized a limiting barrier in your life and how you began to rewrite that narrative?
Okay. I will start with okay. Uh, okay. I'm going to tell a brief story because it's more or less like a personal experience. Like you put it, very limiting. I was done from school and I studied outside. So when I graduated, I came back to Nigeria and with my certificate and all, I'm supposed to start working, start putting my skills to use and all that. But then I'm coming home and then I'm told I cannot work without a license.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do in the meantime while preparing to get the license? How do I get money? How do I take care of myself? How do I just put myself to use? Like, how am I going to be useful to my family and all? And it occurred to me that there was nothing else I knew how to do aside, practicing medicine, and that's what I was coming home to do. Was I wasn't given this chance because I didn't have my license yet. So while preparing for my license exams, I had to take up learning digital skills online to put myself to use, and yeah, I started learning digital marketing and copywriting. And since I already love to write, maybe because of the profession, I had to get used to, I had to pick something close to where I already have a skill. So writing was like my go-to. And yes, affiliate marketing, being able to approach people and talk about things, convincing them and showing them a reason why they need stuff, which is something also related to my current profession because when I see patients, I need to convince them the need for the treatment plan they are going for, why they need it, what it's for, and how it's going to help and benefit them. So it's all marketing, it's all sales. So that's the skill I took up while preparing for my exams, and since then I've just been a so skill. I love to learn new things. I love to know things outside of the scope of work I do because you never know when you're gonna need them and it could come in handy. So that was the second way I was able to get extra income for myself before I even started practicing as a doctor. Yes.
Wow, amazing story, amazing story.
Mhm.
Some of these barriers, they are so deeply rooted, like you said, they can be formed by law,
Mhm.
from by culture, even upbringing or failure. So this brings me to my next question. How can someone begin to recognize their limits or limitation and confront those easy limitations in their everyday life? How can they begin to recognize that, oh, this thing is a limitation, and then confront it? Because at times there are easy limitations. There are some limitations that we know, there are those that, oh, we don't know, and then, yeah.
All right. Confronting hidden limitations. First of all, I look to God because most of what I've been able to accomplish today, I didn't do it on my own. So
Exactly.
being able to approach Him and asking for guidance and help and protection is one of the key parts of my existence. So yeah, um, Once I do that, I also look within to see what is hindering me from achieving what I really want. As an individual, as a human being, we all have aspirations, we all have dreams, we all have where we want to aspire to be in life, in future, and currently we may not be there, but then there are things that may be hindering us from getting there at some point, and most of us could be self-inflicted. We are the ones that are causing this hindrance for ourselves. Some of it is just, outer barriers. So once we figure that out, we can get to tackling them one by one. And there's something I learned from Bible school days where they say write the vision and make it clear. If you don't know what you want to achieve, you will not be able to plan or work towards it. So you write it down and let it be a fuel or some sort of motivator that shows you, okay, this is where you are headed to. So what do you need to do to get to that point? Once you follow that plan, I'm sure you get traction, you get a directive on how to proceed. And also, don't forget to ask for help from people that are where you want to be. If you see someone that is already doing the kind of things you want to do, don't be afraid to approach them, to ask them questions, and ask for guidance for them to be able to show you. Some of them are willing to give direction, so you also have to be willing to learn from them, and you'll be good to go.
Amazing roadmap. So guys, you've heard her. She said you have to look unto God, look within. That's another thing. You have to search yourself and know what you can do. What are those things that are limiting you, and then you can start working on them. Another thing she said was write a vision. Write a vision. What are your goals? What are your plans? Write them down. When you wake up in the morning and then you see the vision, you see the plan, you see the goal, it gives you this energy to continue. And lastly, she said ask for help. You cannot get to the top without the help of others. Right? There's this popular saying that men are dolls, okay? Every man that you see standing or existing, they are dolls to your next level. So you have to ask people for help. You can't do it on your own. So now let's talk about action, okay? We have been talking about theory, experience. Now let's switch it a bit. I just want you to share one or two daily practices or mindset shifts that help you silence doubt and replace with and you have been able to replace it with courage. Just one or two daily practices that have helped you silence doubt and you have been able to replace that limiting factor with courage.
Okay. The most practical for me is after praying, of course. The most practical is basically in the morning when you wake up, the first thing you touch is your phone. So when you go to your phone, you're either going to WhatsApp, you're either going to Instagram, you're either going to Facebook, or you're going to Twitter, or whatever social media application you're using. Now, each of those social media applications, they have their function. For me, I use WhatsApp mostly because of communication and the access to the people that I need information from. So basically, following the right people in your space, be it online or offline, is a practical step to pushing yourself forward, removing doubt, and being encouraged every day to keep fighting for what you want. And there are certain people I follow, basically the people that are doing well in their field, and I also want to reach that point in my life. So when they share their status, when they share a post, or when they share an information online, I know that once I get a notification, I know that those are the people that I want to see how they are doing and replicate whatever it is that they are doing, because most of them are willing to share. So one of the practical things to follow the right people, either online or offline. And then secondly, I talk to my mom.
Wow.
I talk to my mom because she's the best. She's the best at calming me down, and yeah, I talk to my mom. I guess that's it. And she redirects me to God, so I guess it's a cycle.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So for someone listening right now, maybe a young person with dreams or even someone who is simply tired, what word of encouragement would you leave with them today? Just one word of encouragement for someone that is listening to us right now. Just encourage them. Yeah.
Okay. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So, it's okay if you feel tired and exhausted. It's really okay. But you shouldn't give up because you're tired. You shouldn't fret and feel lazy about it, because if you give up, that's the way you begin to fail. That's the way you begin to fail. But you can push yourself back up. Even though you fall, you rise again. So you keep coming back up, and you get there eventually. You get there. But giving up is so not an option, because other people are doing it and it wasn't easy for them, so don't expect the easy way out.
Wow. Other people are doing it. So you that are listening to us right now, don't expect the easy way out. Okay? So thank you, Dr. Hedy, for your wisdom. So to you listening, the walls in your mind may seem real, but they are built by stones. So take the pen, rewrite the fear, and turn it into faith. Until next episode, do have a wonderful day ahead. But before we leave, where can we connect with you, Dr. Hedy? Your social media handles. Can you quickly say that before we wrap up?
Okay. Currently, I'm doing a personal reevaluation, so I had to quit social media.
Okay.
In the meantime, but I use WhatsApp, so my phone number I will share it with you, so you can read it out later. And yeah, but yeah, I'm on WhatsApp and I'm available on call. So, but every other social media, I'm already there, but I'm active on WhatsApp mostly. But I have LinkedIn, I have Instagram, and I have Twitter too. So, but I'm mostly active on WhatsApp for now.
Okay, amazing. Alright, my dear listeners, on to the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.